Happy June, everybody. The caddis flies are hatching. This is a small Goddard caddis. I have an oversized Goddard caddis. I have tied elk hair caddises before, but I'm here to try and save you some time and teach you how to tie this foam caddis that has been working just as effectively, if not more effectively, and you're saving time here at home so you can spend more time out there in the stream. For the sake of the video, I'm going to be using a size 10 hook. I like to tie these a little smaller than the size 10, but I just figure oversized things so the camera picks it up. You guys can use some deductive reasoning and go by the hooks that you think are going to work on the stream that's closest to you, or wherever you go to fish these things. I know every stream is a little bit different, so I'm just going to get this in the vise. We're going to start our thread up by the hook and just work our way down. Get your thread wraps on. Trim away that excess. And just continue on down towards the bend of the hook. Now that you're down at the bottom, you're going to grab your feather, whatever color you feel is going to match the flies close to you, or whatever you're feeling. Maybe you don't want to match the hatch. Maybe you're trying to go and just get the fish's attention. Anyway, we're going to do one loose wrap just to capture all that fibers, and then we're going to tighten it up, and we'll move forward cleaning that sort of tightly. Now that our thread is up at the eye of the hook, we are going to twist our CDC just like we would any of our dubbing loops. And you're just going to wrap this forward. You want it in tight touching turns. So if you don't have that, go ahead and move your feather so it does so. And if it gets a little wild on you, you can always give it a twist. Sort of just like your dubbing. Give it a twist every time you have your feather move around. Alright, we're going to do a few wraps up, twist this feather back, do a few wraps down, trim away that stem, and grab any loose fibers and do a few wraps, just so that everything is back facing, nothing's up here getting in the way of your hook eye when you go and thread this thing up in the stream. It's like the worst thing. You spend all this time tying a fly and then you can't get your tippet through the hole because it's covered with super glue or something. Anyway, next step is to take a piece of foam, and you can see that I've been cutting away in an angular fashion because I've been tying this fly all morning. And so, keeping an opposite sort of trajectory here, we're going to cut ourselves a wedge. Now with this wedge, I'm just going to round off my corners. And we're going to give it a cut down the center. So we got this nice set of wings. You're going to set this down on top. You're going to twist it slightly, like 30 degrees into where your thread is coming from. And when you pull tight, that's going to set up just fine. It's going to pull it all dead center. And if it is off a little bit, you can just hold it down, twist it around as you put some real tension on there. I like to give mine 3 or 4 wraps and then cut a little indicator piece of foam. I have an orange piece just to keep eyes on it. You don't need this. You could jump to the eye of the hook and do a couple finishing knots, but I like putting indicators on because I like fishing those twilight hours, and sometimes your eyes are tired and everything just is blue in the sunset or sunrise, and you lose track of where you're fishing. So you got just a little touch of orange there, and I didn't get tight enough. Sometimes when you don't pull down tight enough and then you try and put that indicator in, everything goes crazy. That looks way better. I'm so glad I went back and just did it right. Couple of finishing knots, and there you have it. We're just going to trim away. Go fishing.